Okay, so this is a story about how I came to eat my first pet. Now, I was raised in a West Indian home, a Christian West Indian home, so my parents were freshly from the West Indies, and at this time, a lot of people just came here from the West Indies and from Europe. I think I was in kindergarten then. I was very, very young. My first experience with school, my parents didn't really prep me for it. They kind of just, shipped me off to school. And I discovered at school that the teachers wanted to just share all the stuff about you. So when we had story time or story sharing time or what happened on your weekend time, kids were saying stuff like, I went to the cottage, or I walked my dog, or I got a new fish, or we had fish sticks and fries. And in my mind, I'm thinking, we had curry goat. I helped, clean the backyard. Like, there wasn't a lot of experiences that I could relate to for the people that were in school with me that were second, third generation Canadians. And it was kind of sad to me because I would love to have had the opportunity to kind of share some stories too, but I knew the stories that I had to share would probably shock people. One day, my parents or my dad called me downstairs, and usually when he calls me, it's either to help him do something or to clean something up or just to tell me something. Anyway, he called me downstairs, and of course, in my little first Canadian born 4-year-old self, I galloped downstairs, and to my shock, I'm looking in the face of a live chicken. Now, you assume, basically, I'm watching cartoons, that chickens are like white, the feathers are white and fluffy, and the beaks are bright yellow, and the tops of their heads are red. And in real life, it's not that way at all. The feathers are dirty and dingy. The top of their head, they're the ugliest creatures next to a turkey that you'll ever see in real life, and they smell horrible. So at this point, I knew what I was about to participate in, and so my dad placed the bucket over the chicken's body and proceeded to cut the chicken's head off. Now, I thought, chicken's head off. In a cartoon, they cut the chicken's head off, they go, and they die. No, the chicken flaps its wings like out of, like uncontrollably, and there's no head. So I freaked out and I got up, like I panicked and freaked out, and the chicken ran around the basement without its head on. Blood was flashing everywhere. My dad was furious with me because his instructions were to stay on the bucket. Now, remember, I'm in a West Indian home that's a Christian home as well. So you are to honor your mother and father, and you're to reverence them. So you're listening to what their instructions are. But I wasn't prepared for the flapping of the wings thing. I don't even know what happened after that. I think I blacked it out. But needless to say, I think it would have been my second or third time after that that I would have participated. And then I think he had mercy on me and probably figured out a way to do it by himself. But it was crazy, a crazy experience. At this very young age, I knew that chickens didn't come out of a styrofoam container. They came from a live chicken. One day I came home from school, and there was a beautiful, fluffy white bunny sitting in a box in our kitchen. And I thought, you could just hear the angels singing, I finally had a pet. Thank you, Father in heaven. I could share a story that the kids could relate to. And it wasn't a dog or a cat, but it still was a pet. For about a split second, I thought it was cool until my dad announced we weren't allowed to feed the bunny. So in my mind, of course, I'm thinking that's cruel. And as much as I'm supposed to respect my parents and listen to their instructions, by no means was I going to allow this bunny to starve. So when my mom would cook, I would sneak, little bits of the vegetables she cut off, the parts that she didn't need, and I would sneak it to the bunny. And then when I went to school and the teacher asked what new things people had to share, I quickly raised my hand and said that I had a pet and that it was a bunny. And of course, that was the coolest thing ever, right? About 2 weeks after the bunny arrived at my house, my dad did the call downstairs thing. Okay. So again, you never know what you're being called downstairs for. But I did notice that the box with the bunny wasn't in the kitchen. So didn't piece two and new together, of course not. Went downstairs, and I won't explain the details, but I will tell you that we did have bunny for dinner that night, and I cried the whole time. I think I could barely talk, And again, I kind of blacked that out. I don't know what happened after that, but I can tell you that it tastes like chicken. And I never forgot that bunny. I never forgot the fact that I had eaten it for dinner and how bad I felt about it. So I don't even know how I stopped talking about the bunny at school. It just kind of, you know how people share stories and all of a sudden you don't hear about it again? That's kind of how it happened at school. So needless to say, that's the story about how I ended up eating my first pet. But yeah, that's how it happened. Thought I'd share that story with you. Hope you enjoy. Subscribe and like if you liked, and add your comments if anyone's had any similar experiences or anything they wanted to share about in relation to the story. Please do add it in the comments below, and we'll talk to you again. Take care.